This is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Okay, I'm back in the village and in China, southern China, and I was gonna make a whole bunch of videos here as I walked around the village. I showed you the village. I showed you this house once before, but what happened is electric isn't all that easy to get a hold of around here, and making sure everything works isn't always ideal either. So in other words, my phone didn't get charged up. Now I am able to, there you go, you see, I'm able to, we got electric here and I got my thingy plugging it in, but that's the only electric that I got. I mean, there was no juice in my phone at all. And so I'm going to have to do it like this. But what I want to talk about is I had someone make a comment. I made a video and I talked about this gal that I'm seeing, and she's in a different class than I am. And this is, and that's what he made a comment about that. And at first, I got this dyslexia, and so I don't really understand a lot of the things that I read. I have to read it over and over and over again, and a lot of times I misunderstand. And that's what happened with this one. At first, I thought the guy was giving me hell, because I knew when I mentioned class that was going to stir some people up, because in the United States they don't talk about class so much. And for me, like I say, I get around, I see things, I do things, and class is one of the first things that I learned when I was young. And but like I say, Americans don't like talking about it, so, and that's why I thought, well, he was giving me hell. And then, but I finally figured out that he was sincere. He really questioned, because he didn't fully understand what class was, the class in the social structure and this type of stuff. And this is what made me think, okay, so I thought about it, and I thought, okay, well, because I have never made a video talking about class, but it's very, very important. And so that's why I thought, well, I want to talk about it. And the thing is, there's no, well, I was going to say there's no negative and positive on class. It's just, class is just a way a person acts, the way they do things. And so, you know, and really that's the way I look at it. There's no, well, that's a nasty class of person, you know, like that. No, I'm not like that. Because I know people from all levels of the class, then, you know, and I mentioned in my particular situation, I'm in business. And in business, if you were to be prejudiced against different classes, that's not good for business. So that's why I've never been taught to look down on any class, and I treat every class, you know, good. You know, and to me, it doesn't make any difference because I do business with every class. And for me to be prejudiced is not good for business. That's why I'm the way I am. Now, and I understand not everybody is like that. And I understand most people aren't like I am when it comes to profiling. Because that's exactly what you do on class, is you profile. The thing that's funny is, well, what a coincidence you know, I made the video talking about the girl I'm seeing, and she's in a different class. And so, and now, and I mentioned that she was kind of like in the upper peasant type of class. Not really a laborer, but kind of like a laborer. Labor is part is a class in the peasant type of class. And I mentioned that, but anyway, come to find out, I knew she was a pharmacist, and she's retired from being a pharmacist. Now I found out she worked in a hospital as a pharmacist. Now, what that is, you know, when you're in the hospital, somebody gets you the medicine, right? Well, in the Chinese hospital, it's a little different. And I'm not even for sure. I'm going by what I know about in Central America. And what it is, in Central America, the hospital provides you a bed and normally a mattress and a sheet. And that's what the hospital provides. And that's about it. Anything else is be separate. In other words, your doctors will be separate. Your medicine will be separate. And when I talk about medicine, it's not like some of them have a pharmacy in the hospital, and some don't. They have them outside. They're privately owned outside the hospital. So, and what you do is you go to that pharmacy, you get the medicine. The doctor will tell you what medicine you need, and then you will go to the pharmacy, whether it's in the hospital or outside the hospital. You get the medicine and you bring it back and you apply it. They don't even have a nurse. You know, they don't provide the nurse. In the way of a nurse, it'll be like a supervisor nurse. I mean, she supervises you. You know, she'll tell you, you know, your spouse needs a blanket. He's cold. So then you need to go to the store and you buy a blanket and come back and give him a blanket. Your spouse needs to go to the bathroom. He needs a bedpan, you know, so then you need to go get the bedpan. It's this type of stuff. See, the hospital doesn't provide this stuff. I'm not sure, like I say, how the Chinese is, but I think it's somewhat like that. And so I'm not sure how she worked as a pharmacist. But anyway, what it was, she was in, it'll be a working class. That's what she's in, the working class. And, but I've noticed the way she dresses. Because she dresses, she's got pretty good quality clothing. And this is why, and I mentioned in one of my other videos about the $100 tennis shoes. And that's what my wife was working on. When she was using my hard-earned money to buy $100 for a pair of tennis shoes for our kids, what she was doing was raising our kids up the social ladder with the fancy shoes. That was the idea of it. And she didn't explain that to me, but you know, like I say, I'm a slow learner. I find things out a little late. But anyway, that's what it was. And that's basically what I've figured out on this gal is she dresses pretty well. She doesn't, she acts with more class than in her social level, I guess I'd say. So she dressed on the upper end of her social level. She acts a little bit on her upper end. In other words, she's got manners. And you ever come around with me, you see I got manners. And I got manners with everyone. And why? Well, right back saying I do business with everyone. Now, in other levels, in the social level, they won't in some cases. Once they figure out that you are a laborer in the laborer class and, you know, you're not educated, you just dig holes, they're more disrespectful to you. And they will be more respectful to you the more money they think you have. So, But like I say, that doesn't fall under me, but I do business with everybody. But that's the way a lot of social classes work. They try to figure out what social level you're at, and that's the way they're going to treat you. And let's see, this is going to be taking more than one video. But anyway, so like I say, in China, I mentioned that they're not real fond of foreigners. And that foreigners is considered another class of person here. And depending on what class you are, tells you how you look at the foreigners. Okay, a laborer in which is not going to get, what's a laborer going to get from a foreigner in the reality? Nothing. There's nothing they're going to get from a foreigner. I mean, not only the foreigner doesn't even speak your language, the foreigner doesn't even talk to you, is not even nice to you, has nothing to do with you. Even though the foreigner might be paying the job and giving you your wages, you don't understand that. You just look at your boss as giving you the job. Now your boss, he looks at the foreigner differently than you. Why? One thing, the boss isn't in the same social ladder as what you are. And so you're a laborer. You're over here digging a hole, and you look around, and your 5 buddies are all sitting around digging holes with you. So you all are in the same social level, the same class. But your boss isn't. He's the one that's talking to the foreigner. He's the one that's getting the money from the foreigner and giving it to you. So that's why the laborer doesn't look, and most people are laborers. That's why in general, most people don't like foreigners. And I mean, that's one reason. I mean, there's another. A lot of times they look at a foreigner as, boy, he's got power, and he's not even one of us. And he's got power in our country. He's got pull. You know, he can get things done, and he's not even one of us. So they get jealous of this person. So that's another reason why that they look down on foreigners. And normally foreigners come in and they take over. They took over a business. They take over the country, like Japan took over the country, and you know, I mean, this stuff happens. So that's why they look at foreigners like that. But so foreigners is another class of person. But anyway, let me go to another video, explain a little bit more about how the class works. It's Mike, NoStressMike.com.